This is Something for the Weekend, the series that champions games that won't demand all your free time to complete. This week we're returning to a classic adventure that's been reinvented for the Switch, Link's Awakening. First launched on the Game Boy in 1993, the game has been revived 26 years later with a brand new aesthetic and a few new upgrades. What stood out about Link's Awakening upon its initial release was that it was a complete departure from the successful formula established in earlier games. And even now, some 15 iterations later, it's still only one of a handful of outings that have strayed from that blueprint. So it's an interesting choice for Nintendo to revive it for their latest console. But in freeing itself from any of the series' usual tropes, such as Zelda, Ganon and the Triforce, this is a refreshingly unique adventure. Whereas most other games in the series take place in Hyrule, Link's Awakening unfolds on Koholint Island, where the titular hero washes ashore after being shipwrecked. From there, he has to find 8 magical instruments hidden away in dungeons to awaken the island's mysterious guardian, the Windfish, who can facilitate his escape. After tackling the vast and sprawling world in Breath of the Wild, this game comes as a welcome gear change, with a relatively small map to explore and each dungeon requiring you to tackle it in a linear fashion in order to progress. The game manages to remain faithful to the original without it feeling like a slavish remake, maintaining the top-down perspective and recapturing the magic that made it so fun. But some of the mechanics have been overhauled to make it a more enjoyable experience. The combat has been brought in line with more recent iterations, requiring Link to block and parry to defeat some of the more seasoned foes you'll encounter and succeed in the challenging boss fights. Depending on your experience of Zelda games, a playthrough should take around 10 to 15 hours. But if you'd rather tackle the game at a slower pace, there's enough collectibles and hidden items scattered throughout the map to keep you busy. Especially if you want to obtain that elusive Koholint sword. Nintendo have also added a new feature called the Chamber Dungeon that allows players to craft their own dungeons from scratch. Even though it isn't quite a Mario Maker equivalent, it's a fun distraction from the main quest, and you'll find yourself returning to it time and time again. Link's Awakening for the Switch builds on what made the original so unique and fun, and whether you're revisiting the classic or this is your first foray into this particular Zelda experience, it's a worthy addition to your gaming library. To put it simply, it's high rules. What did you think of Link's Awakening, and what games would you recommend as something for the weekend? Let us know in the comments below, and for more from Switch Player Magazine, don't forget to support us on Patreon to get a copy delivered to your door every month. Thanks for watching.